What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again with a brand new video for Might and Magic Elemental Guardians. Today, it's time to get you guys all caught up on the current events that are going on, as well as the newest feature out there in the game today, the Guild Raid. So I'm super excited that it's finally here. Again, if you guys didn't hear, I had a chance to check this out firsthand about 6 weeks ago at the Ubisoft studio in Barcelona. So I was pretty hyped up then, and I'm even hyped up now because of the fact that you guys have a chance to check this out. So obviously you guys have already seen it. We're going to have to work together as a guild in order to get ourselves some really good rewards here to include the newest aspect of the game, the Dark Glyphs here. So definitely a lot of things to consider when, incorporating this new, content. And so today I want to go ahead and talk about just a couple of things that I thought about along the way during my trial and error taking this down. We're going to get into a little bit more detail with Vulcan here in a collaboration really soon. Probably should be out earlier this week, but I did want to touch base on a couple of things that I just kind of thought of here, and hopefully that can help you out. Okay, so first thing out, new content means new units. Okay, so again, as you guys know, they stated it in the video or in the notes there. This is considered extreme difficulty. So this is the latest and greatest end game content. So this is going to be extremely challenging. This is not something that we could just take our regular units that we've been using for every single dungeon or TOT for that matter. This is something that we're going to have to work in new units and create new mechanics, new synergistic teams in order to take out these 4 waves. Okay, so some of the things that I've taken a look at or the community has checked out is some different types of buffs or debuffs to consider, as well as some stats to consider when you are looking at those first couple of waves here. One of the things that we always try to figure out here is if this boss is doing a lot of damage, what are some of the ways to mitigate that damage, right? We already know that. We got the shelter buff, we got defensive buff, we got the attack breaks. But some of the things that people don't think about is the aspect of blind or dodge. The blind debuff or the dodge buff, that gives you a 50% chance to essentially take no damage or no debuffs here. So that's really something to consider if you have some kind of unit that can benefit that or provide that for your party. Also, keep in mind that there are buffs to obviously increase the damage that you do, whether it's critical damage, the hunted debuff as well, or if you look at it on the flip side, there's even debuffs to reduce the amount of damage or to reduce the chance of them critically hitting. So when you think about all the different debuffs, and again, if you guys haven't checked it out, if you go into the help section here, there is so many buffs and debuffs to consider. I hope that you guys take the time to check it out if you haven't already. So many different things that you may be able to create or bring into your composition in order to take on this challenge. Okay, so as you guys know, you need to have 4-star units. So you already know that it's going to take you a little bit of time. Not only do you have to have new units and new synergistic teams, but you're going to have the glyph quality there. You're going to have the evolutions to have the extra base stats, anything you can do to improve your overall stats here. So if you guys are tackling it out and you're not getting it cleared in a matter of hours, don't you worry, it's going to take some time. I personally have not done a ton of damage on those specific waves. I think on the first wave I probably did like 120,000. I think that was like the first time checking it out, even after a couple of safe mode trials. So don't sweat it. Next thing that I want to hit up is the elemental dungeon. So this is one of the many dungeons that they got going on right now, one of the events that they got going on that's going to assist you in getting yourself prepared for this guild raid. So for those that didn't get a chance to check it out, basically throughout the weekend we're going to have all 4 elemental dungeons open. So if you guys are looking at different units to incorporate on your teams, then take this time to go ahead and get those evolution materials so that you can basically evolve them and go ahead and use them in your team, right? One of the things that we constantly forget about, especially when we're working into the Wrath Dungeon here, is we're making the progression, we got the teams, we got the glyphs, but we're what are some of the things that we can consider when improving our overall consistency when it comes to those? And evolution is by far one of those things. Obviously when we're looking at all these units, all the different abilities on the second and third skills are nice, but some of these units have really important skills that you can incorporate on the first skill. And when your regular skills are down, that's going to be the one that you're going to be able to take advantage of. So obviously if you can get yourself those units evolved, that's going to assist you in the consistency of the team composition. And obviously some of those first skills are abilities, debuffs or whatnot that you can incorporate in those runs that you're doing so that you can go ahead and have a more consistent team. So again, definitely consider the evolution of your units if you haven't already. It's going to take some time, but I definitely encourage you to get it done, okay? Next one up that I know everybody's excited about, the free Glyph Removal. We just had one not even a week ago. but now they went ahead and looked at the community. They checked out Discord. That was probably one of the most requested things out there after the talk about the new content coming out, and we were super excited to find out that we actually have a free glyph removal coming around. So now we can go ahead and mix and match our glyphs in order to improve the overall quality of not just our regular teams that we've been using in the dungeons, but now some of these new teams that we're incorporating in the guild raids. So again, guys, take your time to get it worked out, and make sure that while you're improving either your current units or the new units that you're looking to build in the guild raids, make sure that you don't cripple any of your dungeon teams that are getting you those glyphs that you need to improve the consistency of your raids. Okay, so that's going to be a big one there. Again, I'm super excited. That's going to be coming out tomorrow. I think this video is going to be coming out today, but yeah, it should be coming out tomorrow. We'll have 24 hours to knock that out. Okay, one thing that I wanted to do, kind of a sidetrack before we get into the next event here, I did want to showcase it because you're probably wondering, or you probably saw there, but I didn't really talk about it. We got a new unit, a new 3-star unit by the name of the Water Trent here. So obviously I'm pretty excited about it. I did an off stream summon. I had an epic soulstone fragments, had just enough to do it. So I'm like, whatever, I'll pop it, and got that lightning, got that Water Trent. So I'm really excited to use it. If you are one of those people that possibly, or you have this one and you haven't built it yet, then get excited, because it's definitely one of the strongest, if not the strongest, Nat 3 supports out there in the game today. It has that heal over time. It has a defense buff. It also has the poison mail that provides a 40% chance, I believe, to land poison on your attacker. And I believe that when we think about the current kind of teams that you generally bring, on first hand and whatnot, the damage that you generally bring, right, the AoE poisoners, having this poison mail effect for your entire party really adds a lot of damage, really speeds up the runs, due to the fact that a lot of these units in the different waves, or even the boss that you deal with in the regular dungeons, have those AoE attacks. So that's a lot of opportunities to get yourself some additional poison on those units here. So again, he is a super amazing unit, and when I think about poison mail in general, it is just simply amazing. So even though you may not have this unit, take a look at the various units out there that do have poison mail, because there's some really nice units that you can incorporate in your teams if you're looking to speed up your runs here. Okay, now the next thing that we want to talk about is the trial dungeon, which is what we're currently in. If you guys are new to the game, have no idea what this is basically a 15 wave dungeon, giving us a chance to clear this so that we can go ahead and get ourselves some of the high quality glyphs that we can obtain here. So it looks like I'm actually not going to be able to finish it. Maybe we will, maybe we won't here. It looks like we got a couple of buffs proccing, but it looks like we'll go ahead and get it done. I haven't lost one yet. I feel like it's supposed to happen here because I'm recording right now, but let's see. Okay, we got it done. But either way, trial dungeons, quite a bit of energy to be used, but definitely worth every penny. If you have a chance to hop in here, you're going to be getting a ton of money as well as a ton of glyphs. Okay, it's a guaranteed glyph alongside this amount of money that you can get here. So one of the things that really I'm very excited to kind of say is that, when we think about our current status of the game, maybe we only have like a Rat 10 dungeon per se. This one here, this trial dungeon not only provides the glyphs that we have been generally seeing in Rat, but they provide it from all the dungeons that are available, right? The benefit, the strength, and the wrath. We're getting all those glyphs, hopped into one here. So that reason alone gives you more of a reason to go ahead and tackle this out. Is it going to take a lot of time to clear? Yes, it does. I remember the first time this dungeon was open, and I think I spent about like 15 minutes to do it, but I also got myself some of my first meditation glyphs, those meditation glyphs that I still use to this day on my Winter Druid in order to get myself the possibility of a cooldown reduction and get my AoE heal with the defense buff up a little bit quicker. So it is definitely worth it, guys. I encourage you to check it out if you can. Even if you can't take on the first or the second stage of Secret Island, don't worry about it. Check out the first stage, take advantage of it. Again, the crystals that you obtain, and then of course the guaranteed glyphs that you're going to be able to get is really worth it. I definitely encourage you to check it out. Now, if you're super new to the game, this might be a little challenging because you don't have the variety of units and glyphs. So obviously take advantage of the scenario stages where you can. But if you have progressed a little bit into the game and you can clear stage 1 or stage 2, then definitely go for it, because again, the value of all the glyphs that you can obtain without changing your team at hand, it's super great, and you want to take advantage of it anytime you can. Okay, next topic that I want to hit up is the weekly assignment. So this is actually another thing that we got not even a week and a half ago. Now we have it again. So weekly assignment, we're basically going to have anywhere from a 5 to 7, 7 to 10, or even 10 to 12 day time period in order to get just a couple of different quests done so that we can go ahead and get ourselves some free rewards. So simply put, all you got to do is clear content and finish these quests, and you will get yourself some good stuff. So for me, obviously I'm not a free-to-play player, but for the free-to-play community out there, this is a great way of obtaining some more rewards to keep you refreshing that energy with your seal, so that you can continuously farm and get yourself some more glyphs here. Don't be concerned if you can't take it out or finish it out here, you know, in a day or two. It is supposed to take some time, and I believe this one around is like 12 days or something like that. So it's definitely going to take some time, and you know, with regards to what everything is offered in there, it's definitely worth your time. So that is pretty much it, guys, when it comes to the updates going on here. Again, the trial dungeon, we got the elemental dungeon, of course, the weekly assignment, a ton of things going on right now. So definitely make sure you manage your time wisely. Keep in mind that this video, the free glyph removal hasn't dropped yet, so you might as well take advantage of everything else that is offered right now. But again, for those of you guys that are still struggling with stuff in the guild raids, please, if you haven't already, check out the Discord community. We have been going night and day, literally night and day, talking about so many different ways in order to take these different bosses down. And so if you guys are looking for a little bit of insight on that, check that out. Again, stay tuned, as I'm going to be connecting with Vulcan ever so shortly, so that we can go ahead and talk a little bit about the guild raids, provide our honest feedback on it, and kind of see where it goes from there, okay? In addition to that, this week we're going to have a 2-part mini-series talking about the 4 types of arena offense with Max. I'm sure you guys have heard about them. We recently talked about them on my video channel, on my YouTube channel, as well as Vulcan's channel. He did a little bit of a showcase with him as well. So again, for some of you guys that are really looking to get into some of that PvP strategy, stay tuned, because we already recorded the video, and honestly, it's some really good stuff. I'm really excited for y'all to see it, okay? That is going to be it, guys. I can finally breathe now. I know I gotta work on this speed that I talk, right? It takes too long. But either way, thank you guys so much for tuning in. For all of you guys that are still to this day watching me, even since the inauguration of this game on global launch, thank you guys so much for your continued support. I appreciate it as always. Okay, that's gonna be it, guys. It's your boy ChildishPlays checking out. Take care, and we will see you all in the next one. I'm out.